Good morning, everybody. Morning, Anthony. What a play yesterday. Look at this. We hit the maximum out of it. What a play yesterday. Look at this. We hit. We got stopped somewhere around here, I believe. Around that 107, 100 level. It was full TP right here, so fully correct. Same as yesterday morning. After we saw a small retracement and then actually the movement, what it was gonna do. My target was actually all the way up here. That daily gap, small daily gap here right here, and was about, I believe, about 10 points off. So. Let's see what we can do today. So as everybody can see right now, we are actually still in this yesterday's down movement. We are now actually slowly moving back up to it. And a few staircases right now, but we are aiming actually for these highs right here. Before I do anything, I will take a look if we have news today. We do at 9:15, 9:30 and at 10 o'clock again. (1:30) Fed speaks. At 2:30 also news. 3:25. The quarter before 4 also news. So we got a lot of news today. Or better said, media that can actually volume the market. So let's do top down viewpoint. So actually this daily value gap right here that we had has no more value because we actually took that liquidity right here. Let's see if we have another one that still could stand. At this point it still looks like it wants to go lower. It has a bit of strength right here where we push up, but you can see comparison to the down candles, the upper ones are actually as good as nothing. So this hourly is actually showing us that we are moving slowly further upwards. So I'll explain in a second. Every time we created a value gap, we had a nice push back to the high. We created a new one, we had a nice push. If we go up, our first point of interest would be actually this high. And then see if we can even hit the value gap just above. This is an hourly, so definitely possible. Very nice to see on a 15-minute too, by the way. So we came up, we changed structure right here, we tapped it, that 15 minutes, we continued. We created actually a new one right here, a very small one for value gap. We tapped it, we stayed around here a bit, we continued, we created a new one, we tapped it, and we continued. So again here, we tapped it, so this continuation should actually be in play for heading out to that high, and then see how we react off of it. Good morning, Barakat. Yeah, we will definitely take out these equal highs too that we just created here. So this buy side liquidity right there. So 2 more minutes for our range. Up would be the target. If we go down, we do have a small for value gap right here inside. Let's be patient and see what the market gives us. We will follow along. Zal ik wat zo dan? Oh, a special kitten right here. Sits on my shoulder instead of on my lap. He wants to look from a higher perspective. Around the 20-point range. We will definitely hit these highs, that's for sure. That was actually a perfect entry right here, but yeah, we were not online yet. That was 7:30. Anybody knows what UK PSNB X banks is? That's a lot less than previous one. They came from 20 billion to 1 billion, so that's like 19 billion that is gone. We have a range of 26 points. That would actually be the perfect stop right here. This was actually the last 15-minute liquidity sweep after moving further upwards. This would be actually the perfect stop if we move up. If you want to have a bit more profit than the downside of the orb, of course. Do notice just the fair value gap below that orb range. That's the reason why this is actually the perfect stop. So this would give you a 1.6. If you put it on the orb range itself, if we go up, we can take that high from New York based session right here. That means that you could have a 2.9, something like almost a 3R. Peace. Iets anders doen? Wij moeten gaan, ja. Ja, nog 3 minuten. So we just took those, or almost took those equal highs. Minutes. So for anybody who's new, this is buy side liquidity, by the way. You can call it equal highs too, but actually people put their stops right there. People that want to short the market, put them right here. Even though it's tapped, well, I call them still intact actually. So 50 seconds. Let's see if we get it close. Happy to help. Yeah, we probably, if we come for this value gap, we will come for this one actually down here. If you watch the hourly, so this is the 15, we still have a small 15 gap right here, and this is actually the hourly wick, I believe, right here. Let me take a look. Yeah, see. That's a second hourly. No. If you want to have a certain stop, make sure it's... that was a close, by the way. If you want to have a protected stop and make sure you're a bit more safe, this is actually the best stop to put it. That would be 23,311. So this is actually the best protected stop. If we go down and we take this out, we probably will take all this liquidity out right here. If we do not, and we move upwards from here, we can adjust our stop higher. But if you want to have the safest stop, that would be it. If you want to have a little bit more unsafe and actually get a bigger profit, that would be the bottom of the orb range. The reason why it's not 100% safe is because we have a 15-minute FVG just below it, and as liquidity has not been taken yet. We are creating nice structure. And if we do want to go above these highs, it should be here. We tapped it twice now, so there's no reason for us actually to come back to these lows. If the market actually has a trending market at this point. So you have a position of 33 point stop, or you would have one of 55 or 54 point stop. So it's your choice. The highs have not been taken yet, so probably we'll do that in a few minutes. They will need that liquidity anyways. Like we can see, we have been building up some trendline liquidity right here. So we have tapped it. So this is trendline liquidity. People put their stops right here too. For somebody that's new. You can use it as an... Ah ja. That would be a full position. I want to see the market actually rally to that high. Just be patient. Orb can take for at least, yesterday was 4 hours I believe before actually we hit our full TP. One from yesterday. We were here somewhere, yeah, around here. And this was actually the high at 1. I wanted to hit actually this part right here. We missed it by a couple of points. What would I prefer to see right now is actually the continuation. We can come back, of course, halfway into this. This is a 5-minute for value gap. We can definitely tap this. Like I said, actually this was the best entry that we could have had right here. Once this has changed, right, this tap, that would be perfect entry. But because we did not take the highs yet, we will definitely come for them. So we just build up another liquidity right here. I don't think there was news at 9, right? Fuck. Just be patient. The market will do its thing. Please write down on the screen when you are in a trade or out. Hey John, been a while since I watched this stream. I wanted to ask, do you still add to winning? Yeah, of course. I still add to winning position. It's on. So for everybody that's actually new to this stream with me, I am actually allowed to take one kind of trade, and it was actually right here on the bottom. I could have taken a trade, but I was not online. This month I have taken a few trades, not too many. I'm waiting for time-based sweep liquidity and then I'm entering. But most of my students are doing actually my... So if this was liquidity and this was taken completely, it was not, so that would have been actually Asia high taken out, but we did not take it. So then I could have maybe taken a small short right here, but because we did not sweep it, I could not take it. So I'm actually being patient for the next 12 weeks. From start that I was not allowed to do any other tradings except of liquidity sweep. That was my own choice. I ask my students to not do anything different than one strategy, so I will do the same. I said, taking one strategy. So I am not personally in a trade at this point. I am being patient until the liquidity sweep happens and then see if I can do anything. And that will be for the next 7 more weeks, I believe, that I have to do this. So no exceptions for me, for all my students. I want them to take one. So why am I doing this actually is to create them a good habit in trading. So everybody wants to have the best setups always, or the best stuff, and it's not true. You cannot always be right in trading. We have to know that. We have to allow us to be okay with a not profit. We just need to be able to follow a structured plan, and I gave them a plan and they're following it. Oh, they made it also a bit to their own hand, of course, but I gave them the entry model and they followed the plan. And I said to them that I will do the same for the next 12 weeks as long as I'm teaching, and I am only allowed afterwards to jump back in. I gave the most of here already. This month alone, Orb has been a fantastic trade sessions. So, and I had to let all of those trades go by my nose too. So, but I'm okay with it. I do it for the fun, anyways. I still made around eight and a half hours this month. A bit less than usually, always, but I can manage with 8 hours. I said I was not allowed, so my wife is actually still trading Orb, so she is in it. I am not. Like I said, I was not allowed. At this point everything still looks good. You can actually see the 15-minute candles, how big they are in comparison to the rest. And to put on the screen, what do you want me to put on the screen exactly? Where my stop is, or So like I said, there were two options for this one. The reason why I would have put my stop, I personally would have put my stop at 23,311 and not on the orb range here. The reason why is we had the last hourly sweep of liquidity right here, and now we have that continuation. So if we breach that one right here, we will probably take all this trend line liquidity out. So we're not here to predict the market in front of us. We're actually here to follow a structured plan and then see the outcome give results. This is actually a strategy that I have back tested for the full year, and most of my students are now also having back testing it for 8 to 12 months. Have I seen, and actually those are very similar to mine experience. So this gives you 10 to 15 hour a month. This is actually around that you can get out of it. But if you can get 15 hour a month every month, you will get a good paycheck. And that's just by one strategy. But you have to be okay if you do have a not winning day to stop trading then, and be okay with it, to be patient till the next week or the next day. And backtesting is much funner, of course. You can go easily into the next day, just immediately start again. So that way it goes way faster. But for us as a trader, we have to be good, not taking profit too. So if you want to add to this trade, this would be actually that liquidity port where we came into. So if we come above that high again, we could add to this trade, and then you can put your stop right here. So if we come above this high, this is where we could add. So how would it look? Same target. So it would depend on how big this candle is and where he actually ends. But he needs to go above those equal highs before you can add. The second way that you could have added is same stop, and when this one came in retracement, and you could have added right here too. These are the only two options that you can add, or you can do it on the retracement itself and be okay with it if the market does come lower, but you give something more to the market, or you have patience until we see that continuation and we sweep a high and we see a nice formed candle off of it. We can then continue. And now all we can do is be patient. Just relax while you're in a trade. If you're not relaxed, write down why. And journal. Please, everybody that's in here in YouTube, make a journal. Make sure you have one. If you don't, copy this one. Make a copy of it, make it your own, delete all of the stuff that's in it. But you do need to log your trades. Reason why is it's just for yourself, so that you can see how to improve yourself. Not improve the strategy, just improve for yourself. Like this week, I've seen that we have moved our stops up too fast, multiple times. So what could we reduce for getting more art collection is leave our stop where it is. And you cannot know this if you don't log your trades. So in about 1 hour and 30 minutes, I'll go over a few other journals and even my own too, to make sure that everybody that's in the group, that they actually improve their trading skills. So I want to make sure that you can do this without me in the next 8 weeks. I want everybody in my group to be able to do this without hesitation, without me being here, to know where the TP should be, to know where liquidity is, to know how to enter a trade, to exit it. They should have created a very good habit, because they have been trading one strategy for the last 12 weeks. So this is why I'm doing this. It's an imprinting I'm doing. I'm making sure that they actually have a great habit in trading. I know a lot of people would have actually halfway here would want to jump out of this trade and then jump back in and then jump back out. I've seen it all. So I'm training them actually to be confident in what they are doing. And to have confidence, you have to trade live, of course, but also backtest it. Have a journal, and then help somebody make sure that they see how they can improve themselves in trading. So if you don't have a journal, take mine and just take a copy of it. It definitely will help you in the long run. I'll be honest, I should have done this way sooner than I actually have. I did journal a while and then I stopped again, and then I journaled a while again and then I stopped again, and actually that didn't improve my skills. So by journaling, this actually improved my skills so much faster. You can go over weekly, so go weekly over all your trades you took and look at them. Look at how you exit them, how you took profit, where you took profit, and look how you can just improve one thing. Not everything at once, just one thing. Like for me, that was this week, leave our stops longer where they were. And actually in my documents it says you cannot move your stop for the first 3.5 hours or something, and I've done it now twice. So to be honest, we just need to leave our stop longer with the place where they are if we want to have a bigger profit. That's it. It's easy to do, but if you don't backtest and you don't have a journal to watch it, you can't actually. Our market is again having a lot of volume inside, people. We are at a very relaxing tempo at this point again. But we'll definitely take those highs. It has to be. It is liquidity right here. Did he take it again? Oh no, we did not. So this will be in about 5 minutes we will see if the orb actually wants to take full and take that liquidity, last liquidity right here, yes or no. Want to add on this trade, but you can't at this point. So the only place where we can add is actually right here. After that sell side, buy side liquidity, this would be your adding spot. Once we breach that, so why would we be able to add to this trade? Is because we came into a 5 minute value gap right here, and then I want to see that push up through the high again. So if we tap the low, so if we tap liquidity and we want to continue, we want to go above the previous high before we add. This shows that we are actually having that continuation movement. And we do need to be patient until we have that. The second thing that you could have added was right when we hit that fair value gap, immediately add to the position and then put your stop at the previous low. That would be actually the same as your orb range still was. So you have two options for adding. If you're on my Discord, you can actually find them. I made a full PDF of it, how to add to a trade. You can see the market is a bit stalling right here. We're not doing anything. I did prefer to see that continuation directly, but yeah, like I said, there was still a 15-minute value gap right here. So I mentioned that before we actually ended the trade, that this was the only place where still liquidity could have come taken off of it. But in the hourly, this actually still looks very bullish. Well, if we watch this, look how beautiful. This is actually a nice trade. The only thing in the whole area of trades at this point right here that I don't like about is that we actually are at the high of this pool that we went down of. That's the only thing I don't like about this trade. Otherwise, this is actually a bullish structure. But for now, all we can do is be patient, sit here, do nothing actually, let our stop do its thing, or let the market decide that we actually go up further. We did not sweep those highs, we did not take time-based liquidity, so we're still in it, so these were equals. Yeah, so these are actually equal highs now. No, 1 point different. Yeah, 1 point different. And if you do feel emotions, write them down, learn them. As a trader, you have to learn to control the emotions. We will always have them actually, but you will have to learn from them and how they actually form in your body, so that you can actually prevent you from acting on them. 15 minutes has passed by and we are still at the same height. So we can see there is actually no strength in both of them. So neither the previous one, but this one actually had a lot of volume. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom for a second. We will see what the market does. Ik ben nog echt bezig aan het dingen. Ja, weet ik het. Okay. I am back. So around the same area. Not much happened. So we're 10 minutes before open. So for the ones that are actually in the trading lessons too with me, know that you keep you to your percentages and not fixed dollars, people. So if you still have, if you did not have a profit last time and you had normally $100 or $200 as a stop, make sure that you adjust it to percentages, count it. This will keep you much longer in the game also of trading. This is gonna be a very slow morning, it looks like it. And just relax, we're in a trade all together, so... Actually I'm not, but my wife is, so... Do know from the start off that you actually have... Oh, you're welcome. Do know from the start off, once we're trading, that we have about 60% accurate on this model. That means that 40% of the trades will not go correctly. And believe me, if they come not correctly, they follow each other up. So that means that it's not like 6 times good, or 2 times good, 2 times not, 2 times good, 2 times not. It's not like that. So it actually follows up. That means that it's most of the times 10 times good and then 6 times not or something like that. It's very uncorrelated. So as trader we need to be able to give something to the market and be okay with it. If you followed your model 100%, that's the only thing that's important. Nothing else. Doesn't matter what somebody else tells you. If you have a plan and you can follow it and you have tested that it works, the only thing that stands in your way of being profitable then is yourself. So it's the same if you have to build say you have been to I don't even know if IKEA stands in every country yet, but in Belgium and European lands we actually find them a lot. So that's a shop where you can actually build a closet or buy a bed, or it doesn't matter what. There's a manual inside too of that, and if you use that manually correctly, you will have the outcome what you want to. That's a full bed fixed together with every bolt or screw inside where it should be. But if you don't follow the manual, that will be something different what you become. Or you will have to get it back out of each other. That's 3 minutes still open, 4 minutes still open. So we will definitely take that high. If we take that high and open, I want to see that continuation. I do not want to see us fall back down. Because if London sweeps Asia, so this is also Asia high. So this buy side liquidity, this would be an adding spot, but I want to see a full body close. Always remember, if I add to a trade, I want to see a full body close above that high. And that means a 5 minute. So this is actually why a trading plan works once you have it and you can follow it constantly over and over again without blinking. So that means without, if the previous trade did not go correctly, you have to take the next one without any unfaithful. So with full faith that it will go correct. That's this time. If you can do that, you're actually ahead of most of the traders, because this is what most of the traders can't. Follow the structured plan. They want to make it fancy, they want to do something extra with it, and this is actually why they don't become profitable. Will you make your million the first month? Of course not. Can you make it in a year? Yes, you can. Maybe 2. If you can follow your rules. I even show this. Test this for yourself even. So if you go to winrate.io, right here you can test this. So say that you have a capital of 2k. If you are trading a prop firm, you have about 60% win rate, and you make at least one. So a stop of about what, 5% of your account that you use, and to take profit you want to have between 7.5, say 7.5 that we make. That means 1.5. We take 1,000 trades, how much we can make. So 1,000 trades we make one, that's 100,000, that's 2 million, so maybe a bit less. 500 trades. Oh look, we make almost 1,500,000 trades, 800,000. And then you can count how long this will take. If you trade every day and you take one trade a day, how long does it take? And then you work on percentages, so you increase and decrease on the amounts that you win and do not win. And this will also increase your R constantly without adjusting your percentages. It's not fully accurate, but this gives you an idea how you actually have to keep following the plan. And at a while, that curve goes actually very fast up. In the beginning it goes like very slow, and then it builds up like a momentum. This is open. Well, now it's in the for value gap tab. We got wants to take the out of the value gap too. So we have one more here. So it's now in this first 15-minute for value gap, but we still have that one here that I was expecting that it could happen that we tap it. So if you put your stop at the orbs range, leave it where it is. No need to adjust it right now. I don't think we have movement for the money. So if you went out of it and say the market now does move to your correction, why did you go out of it before you hit your stop? Because this is actually something as a trader you should never do. Let your stop do its thing and don't let your brain talk you in or out of anything. Because the stop is there for a reason. You put them there. There's a stop is also the second time. It's actually there to protect our capital. We should be able to endure and not profit. But if you go out of a trade and the market decides now to go up and ignore all your thought processes, this is actually having fear in a trade. So you should be very relaxed in a trade. If you're not, go test this model before you actually trade it live. And if you don't feel comfortable taking your stop, let even your amount, the amount that you put in the trade, that is too much to handle for you at this point. But that's okay, you will grow into it. So make it less, put one contract then maybe inside. That would have been what? How many points would that be? If you went in with one contract. For me that would be $33, so that's yeah, that's $60. So, dude, be okay with it. As a trader, you have to learn this. I just put an audio book online, The Best Loser Win. Go listen to it. He has 40-year experience of trading and he has the same mentality. So you actually will have to do the different stuff that people do or do not do. Can the market be slow? Of course. Yeah, if you do feel comfortable, take a contract off. So say that you have 4 contracts inside and that you said, okay, this market doesn't look like I want to do it. At least leave your stop and just take the contracts off. Yeah, I understand your point of view, my friend. I just want to help you. That's all. Even though it comes to my stop, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, I'm okay with it. If I was trading Orb, I would have been in this directly. I would have put my stop where it's set at this level instead of here. That would be the only difference that people would maybe have with me. But I would put him here instead of putting him here. That's all. The only reason is because it was a 15-minute right here. Otherwise I would not have done this, because this is actually still looking very beautiful. What can you expect more than a trending market when it goes up and immediately pushing further? So we pushed up, we just stalled a bit, but look how long we stalled here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This took 5 hours of sideways movement before we have a small movement back up. So this can take at least another half hour or an hour before the market moves further up. And if it comes down and it takes out this low right here from this, you can actually not even see it with my stuff on. So if it takes out this wick low from this doji candle, this was the last 1 hour liquidity right here, pool fully filled, and then the continuation. So we should continue right here if it wants to go up higher. But does not mean that we cannot stall for another 2 hours sideways and then continue. And you're correct, orb is a continuation movement. That's fully correct. But I'm 100% sure that we will take out those highs. That will definitely happen. Too much liquidity is being built up right here now. People want to go short here. So they put there are stops right here. If the market needs liquidity, it will come take this one out first and then continue lower. The first 15 minutes of London is unpredictable. But this just looks similar. So we had a down movement, we had an up one, we have a smaller down and then an upwards. I'm okay being not correct in trading too. I know I am not always correct. I can predict the market very good if it wants to continue movement, but once it's doing sideways movement, it's not easy to predict it. So then we can just, if we are in a trade, be okay with it and just let go of it. That's all. This could have looked like a bit of chopped, but if we watch the 15 minutes, we actually did not do anything. We just came down, we filled for value gaps, and we now want to continue. We're still at that opening range, so we just took a little bit of liquidity right here. We filled some gaps, that's it. And now we will see if the market wants to continue higher. Oh, yes or no? Yeah, so guys, that was a bit loud, I know. Oh my, this kitten is ass really crazy. Oh my god. Oh, he jumped with his nail all over my t-shirt. I'm sitting in the van, so he was... he jumped all over my... Yeah. Oh my god, that was actually unpredicted. So a good point that I can give you guys too is, if the market is stalling, so say that the market is actually going sideways, after a continuation, most of the time it wants to continue. So markets like to stall and then continue. Stall and continue. Stall. Now we had sideways and we continue. The market loves to do this. This is, it loves to play with your head. For the next 5 minutes, I would love to see that push now. But if it's the next 15 minutes, I'm okay with it too. Oh, me Bella. No, I have not changed any strategy. I cannot enter. So if you are not here, I'm having a bootcamp in my Discord for about 30 humans being there, and I'm actually not allowed to take, I'm only allowed to take one strategy in those 12 weeks. I ask them to do the same, so I will do the same with them. So most of them are trading orb, so this is why I'm here, making sure that they can do. My wife is in it. And I am actually waiting for a time-based sweep liquidity with a 15 minutes change in delivery, and then I want to enter. But we didn't sweep it. This was the high that I want to get swept, so this is that buy side liquidity too. We didn't take it. So this will probably be the stop right here. This still looks like it wants to push for this gap right here. We got news in about 4 minutes. Maybe some a bit out that you can see. So to be honest, on Mi Bella I have 3 entry models actually. So one time-based liquid sweep, orb, or a continuation movement. So or jumping in a movement when actually we have retested it and then back to the highs. So we're actually inside a 30-minute for value gap right now too. So we did not. We're actually inside. Look, a 30-minute for value gap right here. Two minutes till news. And again, if you're not okay by giving what you put in as an R collection to the market when a trade does not go correct, maybe change your R collection to where you actually feel okay with it by giving this to the market. Until you can get over it, you cannot increase. So you have to be able to endure and give this to the market and be okay with it without any doubts, without any feelings, without anything. If you can do that, you'll become a good trader, but you will have to do it. This will probably be the stop. But still, be okay with it. It's just a trade, guys. You cannot be 100% correct with every trade. I should be writing down how many trades did not go correct already, dude. I can. There are a lot. The only thing that we can do is make sure that we know how much we give to the market and be okay with it. That's it. If you're not okay with it by giving you something to the market, that means one, that you do not have faith in the model. Second of all, you do not have faith in your skill of trading. And you have definitely not tested this model yet before. So if this was a sweep right here, I would have been actually a nice movement, but we did not take that high. So I was actually quite sure that we would take those highs. Before continuing. Market likes to tease us. So 1 more minute to that news. Oh, 30 seconds. We'll probably get stopped in that news. Oh, MNQ already took it. I see. NQ did not yet. We can see, well, look, we're still holding it. So if you were in this, log this trade. So I want to see if we would come all the way back down here. Yeah, if time-based was swept here, that would actually be my entry model. This 5 minute for value gap, because we did not sweep that high. Actually, I cannot enter it. And it was very close, actually. So again, this was the reason why I actually wanted to put my stop right here, because we had internal liquidity being built up. We still had a 15 minute for value gap, so if we hold these candles here, this is the last liquidity sweep before the continuation again. We will see if we can actually get that in a minute. Does everybody understand why I would put my stop right here? So that just in a bigger time frame you actually saw these gaps here. You saw that 15 minute right here too. So that was actually my idea. If we do fall, we could have come into this 15 minute for value gap and then continue higher. Doesn't mean that it will, but we will see in a few minutes. Yeah, it looks like a bit of sideways too of the market. You can see right here. We took a high, we came back to the low, took a high, we came back to the low. So we're a bit sideways. I'm off in about 10 minutes, people, so I will not be able to take a trade. I need to get back with you guys in about a few minutes. We'll leave this open for this afternoon. We will see how far we actually got, if we did actually sweep that high, yes or no, or we did come back down. We go down to Asia low. Yeah, if we sweep the Asia high, I would say yes, but at this point, no, still not. If we break that 23,311, then yes. Otherwise, no. We're still an uptrend. We're still moving up. We just came back in this for value gap, the 15-minute right here. That's all that we did. So this 15-minute does show a lot of strength, but no, this is open. So it needed liquidity. There was news inside of this one too, so we came in, we took it, and now we want to see if we breach 23,311. Yes, we will go to Asia low, definitely. As long as we do not breach that level, we are still moving upwards. So high, low. So new high that's not created. So we are internal range now. We need a new high. Oh, we need a low below this one. So this is internal liquidity. So this is not a low, not a high. So neither. We need a new high before we can create a low. Can we go back to 8? Of course we can. But at this point, we still got 37 minutes in this hourly. So this one can just evenly push back up and take everything back to that high. This was the last liquidity sweep again that we had at 23,311 on the hourly. And this holds a lot of value. After that one is taken, just okay. Now this cat is actually getting me off the charts immediately. How can we actually know now if we go back up? So if this 5-minute holds right here, and we see a push below that low again, yeah, now we probably will go definitely to this low. If we do not, and we actually the next 5 minutes, we close above that high again, we can still go up. This is just internal liquidity being taken. I was expecting us even to come back down to that 15 minutes, so. In that 15-minute candle, that is, I'm be honest, that is a strong candle. But that's open too. But until I'm 100% sure, I need to see that low get broken. So this one needs to get taken. Now we will go definitely to that low. Until this one is not taken, we're still moving upwards. Because the hourly does not show us anything yet. So we are 35 minutes in this candle, and this one can just be easily back up there, or he can close all the way down here. 4 hours, same. Nothing is showing us anything at this point. We don't have value gaps in the 4 hour. We didn't leave one. We just stayed for 4 hours at the sideways, so we are still in this 4 hour here, and this one is just the same. So until I have clear view at the market at this point, we don't. Can you say we're gonna short from here and all the way back to the lows? I would not recommend that. I would prefer to see us sweep that high first and take that Asia high and then go to that low. Yeah, there is one more value gap right here. Correct. I've seen it too. But in the hourly, that was the last sweep. So if we do not, this is actually the last take of liquidity before we do continuation. So we should actually stop right here. If we want to go up, if we breach this, we go all the way. So we take everything out then. Then this was the high of the day, and we probably will go actually to that low again. That makes it easy. It will hang off of this candle right here. This is exactly how I see the market at this point. Okay, 3 more minutes for me, and then I take a half hour off screen before doing Q&A. And if you take a not profit today, be okay with it. And if it's not in your plan to trade again, don't do it. Just let the market be okay. Just be okay with it. It's just one trading day, guys. It's not the world. So we came in at 30 minutes for value gap. If this one holds, this one still should be valid. So we do have a little bit lower an open for value gap that's not completely filled. I know, I see it too. But for the rest, this still looks like it wants to go up. Nothing telling me yet that we want to go down. Until we have that hourly close. So be okay if you took a loss. It's just a trade, guys. It's not the end of the world. We can make it back easy. This was a good trade. So not it. I found this actually a funny one that I read it last week. How can you explain to a person it's a good trade while we gave $500 to the market and did not make a profit? The reason why is because we can actually just follow a plan. If it's in your plan to take this trade, you should have taken it, no matter what. And if you take them always, every time, you will get the outcome that you tested also. So, and in back testing, we don't use the emotions. We just let the trade do its thing and immediately go to the next day, up, go to the next day, up. That's easy. It's not as easy when we're actually trading live. Maybe the down movement is because of the news. I actually don't know what the news was. Yep, it actually was. 9:30 was news. It was green, so that means that we move a little bit lower. And then a quarter was the same. So they predicted 48.1 and we got 49.9, so that was 1% extra. So if it's green, that means actually not good for the markets. If it's red, that means actually it's good for the markets. So if the forecast is, the actually is lower than the forecast, then it's actually good. If it's higher, it's actually not good for the markets. Okay, it's 9:31. Today was not a profitable day. It's okay, just let it be. We come back tomorrow or this afternoon and do the same again. And we will become profitable again. If you took yesterday's trade full TP, that was a 4R, so you can induce one. If you take the afternoon, we took an R, at least 1.2R, the afternoon too, so that's 5R, and giving one back. What more can you wish for? Making 5 for 1. If you took profit sooner and you moved up your stop, you at least took 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, so that's 2 that you could have had at least. So you gave 1 back, so be okay with it. It's just a trade, guys. We can make it back. This is actually good for your mental health. See how good you can endure and not profit. No, in trading we will have a lot of them. We will just need to be able to endure them and be okay with it and go back to the next trading day. And then also stop trading. That's the less easy part. Because if you didn't make a profit, your brain wants to immediately counteract and say, okay, now I need to make that profit back. Or need to trade now immediately so that I get everything back. So if you do this, you'll never be profitable. I can say it from the start off. This is a habit you'll have to unlearn immediately and just let your stop do its thing. It's for a reason there, so I wish you all very great trading. I am nice music on the background. Thank you, Anthony. That was my wife putting it on. Look, the stop still didn't hit, so we will see soon enough if the stop will hit. If we do hit that TP, yes or no. I will be patient. I will not be online, but I'll leave everything here on the screen until the afternoon session, and we will come online and see how this actually played out. Just give it some time. Warp can take 4 hours before we actually get to our point where we want to go. So also a very great other session, London session. If you want to keep trading, I would recommend not, but if you do, it's your choice, of course. I cannot stop you. I'll be offline right now and taking a 30-minute break. See you back in 30 minutes.